Pharmaceuticals, prescription medication during crap hits the fan can be problematic at the very least. Are you on prescription meds? Because here's something you need to look at. Antibiotics at that time, at the very least, are essential, even if you're not taking prescriptions, because we're going to be out working a lot more, getting gashes, having septicemia kicking in. Bad news. So, which prescription medications are okay to take after their expiration? This is a question I get all the time. And which ones should we throw in the trash? This video will outline that for you. Very important to understand this and take notes. Get a pen and paper, watch through all of it, and I'm going to tell you specifically what drugs not to take. All right, here we go. First, I want to show you some amazing research studies you need to take a look at. This first one, stability of active ingredients in long expired prescription medications. This study discovered 8 medications in the original packaging from 28 to 40 years old and found by far they were still effective in treating whatever they were designed for. Pretty neat. Next up, stability profiles of drug products extended beyond labeled expiration dates. They tested over 3,000 lots, 122 different drugs, and found that their efficacy in almost all of them was still great, even after 23 years later. Fantastic. That's good news. So the question is, what drugs can't we take? Because not all of them fit in that category. I'm going to give you 9. Make sure you write these down. Number 1 is tetracycline. Obviously, we look at it as far as an antibiotic goes. It does very well for us. If it goes past your expiration, this is a really bad one. Don't take it past your expiration. It will trash your kidneys in what's called Fanconi syndrome. Now, some of the newer ones are supposed to fix that, but it's still not recommended. Number 2 is nitroglycerin, specifically chest pain relative to angina. It doesn't matter if you're looking at whatever type of route, like for example, if you're taking the oral route, it doesn't matter. This is one you don't want to keep past your expiration. Number 3 is insulin, even more specifically, especially if it's not refrigerated. But it will certainly throw off your blood sugar levels, etc. You cannot go past your expiration on that one. Number 4 is epinephrine, EpiPens. Some studies say that you should get rid of it right away, but they have also found that upwards of 2 years after the expiration, most of them are still mostly effective. But when it comes to Epi, it's one of those things you want to play around with when it comes to anaphylaxis. Number 5, liquid antibiotics. Doesn't matter if it's tetracycline or other ones like amoxicillin. Bad news. Once you put them into liquid suspension, the clock starts ticking, will not go past their expiration. Number 5, warfarin or Coumadin. We're looking at what we call a blood thinner specifically when it comes to clotting for your blood. Will not work near as well after expiration. Bad news. Number 7, digoxin, also a heart medication. This one specifically can actually cause toxicity in the heart, can kill you. Thyroid medications, maybe you're on levothyroxine, and this one is not near as effective as it used to be. Obviously, it can cause major problems with your metabolism and even your heart. And finally, any type of biologics and injectable drugs, like, for example, vaccines, not to be used after their expiration date. So here's the thing. Most solid pills, over-the-counter stuff, especially ibuprofen, acetaminophen, is actually good to go. It may decrease in efficacy over years and years and years, even decades. But when it comes to simply just painkillers or anti-inflammatories, NSAID drugs, not that big of a deal. However, I want to talk about just for a second, even though it's not really a drug per se, but something that helps us, is multivitamins. If we're talking about crap hits the fan and we're in a few years in crap hits the fan and you've stored some multivitamins, which I do, they certainly lose their efficacy after expiration. So it's always important that you have some kind of contingency plan. So you have, well, like for example, a garden. A nice big garden. That way you can get the fresh nutrients, the fresh vitamins coming in rather than depending on a bottle. All right, so there we go. Medications. I'm not going to ask you what you put into your stockpile for prescription stuff. I think that's too much personal information. But what are you going to do now to change the way you're stockpiling? Because these specific medications, you cannot stockpile for a long period of time, and we're going to have to figure out what to do with those. I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.